On the show this week, the most popular segment in the Indian automotive industries, SUVs get to strut their stuff. It's a 4x4 special.
Hello and welcome to the triumphant return of the great big Autocar off-road test. Now I know we haven't done one of these in a long time, but well, in recent times there have been the launches of some very capable off-roaders. And we thought, what better excuse to bring them all together in the same place. Well, we're here at our favorite muddy playground, 19 degrees north, and the weather seems to be getting a bit worse. So without any further ado, let's go get mucked up.
The SUVs we've assembled here are clearly not direct competitors. Their prices range from less than 10 lakh to over 2 crore. No, we chose these vehicles because they've been launched in the recent past. They all have some form of four-wheel drive, and because they all claim to have at least some off-roading abilities. And yes, we've chosen only one from each manufacturer. We've set up a handful of tests that, though not too difficult by serious off-roading standards, should give all these cars a bit of a challenge. But even with all their capability, it's important to know the right technique.
Now we know that most owners don't really take their off-roaders off the road all that much, but what we're here to tell you is that if you wanted to, you could really have a lot of fun with your 4x4. Now I say fun, but you still need to know what you're doing in situations like this, which is why I have with me Autocar India's resident off-road stick in the mud, Rahul Kakkar.
Hi Gavin.
Hey.
So we have the Thar with us, which you know is a proven SUV. It's really serious when it comes to off-roading. So what we're going to do today is we'll take it through various obstacles, and then we'll put the other cars through the same obstacles and see if they can match or even beat it.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The first stage looks simple enough. We just have to drive up this small hill. Piece of cake for the Thar. But it's actually a lot steeper and slipperier than it looks. Let's see how the other cars fare.
So I'm now going to attempt the hill climb in the Land Rover Discovery Sport. Now, though it has a lot of technology behind it, it is still a soft roader at heart, but a Land Rover soft roader, so I am confident. Just gotta line it up real good. I'm going to put it in the right drive mode, which is mud and ruts, and go for it.
The Land Rover actually handled it rather well. Perhaps it was let down maybe just a little bit by the tires at first, but then the electronics came in and saved the day. That's technology for you. The next car is decidedly more old school.
Right, the Toyota Fortuner, and this car already holds a lot of promise because I can see for miles. I feel like I'm sitting one story high up in the air. It really feels tough, it really feels the business from behind the wheel, and it's got low range, so I don't think this is going to be too difficult. Here we go. There you go. Piece of cake in the Toyota Fortuner.
The Fortuner absolutely sailed through that with no effort whatsoever. Now though, it's the turn of the baby Jeep, the Compass.
Now this car has a lot riding on it because its first name is Jeep, and that has a lot of off-roading history behind it. However, its second name is Compass, and that means that it is one of the entry-level models in Jeep's range, and therefore maybe we can forgive it just a little bit. Alright, give it a shot, build up the revs. This is a manual gearbox, obviously. Put it in first, keep it there. 4-wheel drive lock on and mud mode. Let's see how it goes.
It took a little effort thanks to the engine that needed lots of revs, but it made it. It may not be quite as hardcore as its larger siblings, but this is a Jeep through and through. Up next, the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross.
The Isuzu D-Max V-Cross, now one of the more affordable cars here and also one of the most lifestyle oriented, so there is a chance you might take it out just to have a bit of fun. But it still comes with 4-wheel drive and low range, so let's see how good it does.
The long wheelbase and lack of weight at the rear did make themselves felt, and it was all about momentum and low range with the Isuzu. Up next, the Tata Hexa, which also has a long wheelbase.
The big Hexa had a few disadvantages right off the bat. It's heavy, it's got a long wheelbase, and though it has a ladder frame chassis, it doesn't have full-on off-road hardware like its sibling, the Safari Storm. The bigger issue we found on the hill climb though was its very short gearing. That meant we had to be very clever with the throttle in order to make it up cleanly. A few tries later, it made it though, and made way for the Ford Endeavour. After the Fortuner just demolished the hill climb, we expected more of the same from the Endeavour. But its off-road software didn't prove to be quite as effective as the Toyota's traditional but robust hardware. Also, the Endeavour is one heavy SUV, and with the course already turned to slush by the other cars, it was beginning to get bogged down. That doesn't bode well for the big V8 powered AMG Mercedes that had to go next. So this is the G63 AMG 500 bhp plus. We are attempting the first obstacle, which is a steep incline, really slippery, and thanks to Gavin, he's made it all the more slippery. But we've got 3 differentials working for us here, front, rear and the center. Let's see how it goes. Piece of cake. Amazing. It's so simple. It's really surprising the way it just climbed the slope, because it's running road tires which are not off-road tires, but the power is just insane. The way it pulls, it's unbelievable.
Stay tuned right after this break. It really gets down and dirty, water wading and slush. The 4x4s are put through their paces.